Act 6 Chapter Pay Grab enters beta. Kabam mess up on the 5-star crystal offer, and have Kabam created paywalls that will create division. Yes, hello everybody and welcome to Marvel Contest of Champions news. Not in the normal setting. Unfortunately, my green screen hasn't arrived, which is one of those kind of roll-up ones, which is a bit more effective and more consistent than the one I was using before. Either way, all that piddly crap aside, we've got a lot of Marvel Contest of Champions news stories to cover. So please hit the like button and subscribe for more. And let's get into these stories. Our first story up is something that is associated with the Summoner Showdown. If you're not familiar with what's going on, make sure you tune in tonight, which for the UK people is 2100 hours GMT. For those that want to come in across the pond or your kind of generic time, it is 1 PM PST at 4 PM. So that's the kind of the time difference there. Make sure you tune in because we'll be having MCOC Chunky B, Starfighter and Duck Slug. Starfighter's got, I think it's 0717 attached to his or her name. So that really kind of clarifies that for anybody kind of wondering what's going on. But yeah, there is something going on now, which is a screenshot competition. So if you do want to participate, you could win a 5-star. Some people don't get the idea behind it. What you have to do is you submit a special kind of ticket. But there is a lot of people that are posting in this particular forum post. On many of the pages, you'll probably see like stuff here, like screenshots. This isn't really what Kabam were looking for. You really have to follow the instructions. All links are in the forum post, but it will take you to something that looks like this. There is important instructions about raising a ticket and just general advice, which looks like this if you want to raise a ticket and do it the proper way, not the wrong way. Unfortunately, as my green screen won't be ready, I won't be able to do like a full commentary type thing as I wanted to do, so I'm going to have to bodge something together, which sucks, but that's life. You just get on with it, be as positive as you possibly can, try and have a smile, get on with it, you know. In other news, and I know there hasn't been anything in a changelog on the forums at the moment, but there's sufficient information on True Course's page to give us an idea with what indeed is going on. So the main things are, we've seen an updated organization for events and event quests, which is cool. It just means things are a little bit more organized, and it says the limit for active quests will stay the same. So it's like, it's not going to be too overcrowded in the event section. Hopefully it tidies it up very nicely. There's also been some surprise bug fixes, in particular this Iron Man one, which I'm like, well, this has been a problem for a long time. I think we were coming into nearly a year with this problem actually being a thing. So, you know what I'm talking about, the special 2 thing. So you kind of whiff it every time you hit off a 5-hit combo. You always whiff it, and it's been like that for ages. So I'm glad that they have decided to finally get this sorted. There's also been improvements or fixes to Mephisto. Fix an issue where Mephisto's special 1 attack may miss after making contact with the first hit. A lot of champions still have this, so that is really positive. We also see fixes for Namor. In particular, fix an issue with Namor was only reflecting damage from one source. Good, helpful, positive, and a few others as well. Not kind of like loads of things. Can't stop, won't stop. Gets a fix updated alliance description too. The defender takes 75% less damage unless the attack is unstoppable, and the attacker's unstoppable effects last 100% longer. Either way, over the last few days, I've had crappy response in game. It dropped inputs all the time. It hasn't been a smooth running process for me, and it has led me very disappointed with the functionality of the game. I don't know if this is the usual case, in fact, that when you go into the last week that the game starts to be a bit scuffy until that new update comes in, and then you get like 1 week of good and then the rest of the month with average gameplay. So we'll see what happens. In other news, and for those familiar with Act 6.2 being done and dusted, 6.3 is right around the corner for those that are indeed beta testing it. And that is what is going to happen. Something that I did find quite interesting is this statement here, which basically says that it's important to remember that we are using feedback for those that are involved in the test to shape the future of the quest. As such, we will not be taking feedback on the encounters on any other channels other than created specifically for summoners in the beta. Now, if I remember last time, the fact was, for those that were in the beta, had serious reservations and criticisms, and obviously just general feedback, which wasn't taken into consideration. And I really do not care what happens with Act 6.3, and I don't care what happens with the rest of Act 6. Specifically for the fact that if people are saying, right, this isn't how we as players would like to see it go, but Kabam are like, well, we make the decisions, then it's when an unstoppable force meets an irremovable object. And it just, what is the actual point? We play the game, criticism, feedback's there, developers, no, we'll keep it the way it is. We feel it should be scaled in this way. So we'll see what happens with this, but I'm not holding out any positive hopes for Act 6.3 moving forward, and any Act 6 chapters for that matter. Oh, and one more thing to kind of raise on this. I think I said before, the idea behind parameters. What are the parameters for the test? What are the type of things that players are allowed to have access to? Champions wise, are they able to build champions to their specifications? They get to choose every single champion? Do they not? Do they get their roster? Because that's obviously another thing. Expectations against reality, those kind of testing platforms. I really would like to hear more about that from people. Next up, and did Kabam mess up the offer? Yes, they did, very much so. Kabam were meant to put out a 5-star champion class offer, but delivered a legendary crystal instead. And the difference is obviously you've got an 80-20 in favor of a 4-star over a 5-star for a legendary, and a 5-star crystal is at, well, straight up 5-star. Now, many people did spend on these and get these whilst they're in the legendary state, and obviously a lot of people may kind of look at these guys and go, I'm stupid, why'd you do that? Well, it's actually very smart if you consider it, because it's already been acknowledged as being a thing. On the face of it, it looks like a failure from Kabam's perspective, which basically means that these people are able to pick up potentially another 5-star at a very low rate of pulling, but at the same time some extra 5-star shards. And for those that are complete whales, they'll be able to probably get another max signature, so it could be a case the take home is actually quite good. Would they double up on some 6-star shards? I doubt it. I don't think Kabam are that good to people, but it would be a case that they would get the other crystal, the replacement 5-star crystal, as a gesture of goodwill. The funny thing is, it's just like people are wondering, when are we going to get these crystals? Because it's like, it should be an instant thing. And it looks like the answer is going to take a couple of days apparently. So look forward to about Thursday, Friday time for that. But I just like the way that Squishy Jr. points out the fact that the speed in which this fixed is astonishing, but obviously the time rate in order to get the crystal is not so astonishing. And now on to probably what is one of the most important stories of today's Marvel Contest of Champions news, and that is the Summoner Sigil. And I've decided to call him Steven Sigil. Even with a new studio in the build, I can still come up with crappy jokes, so yay me. But in all seriousness, this is very much divided opinion on the matter. The first thing from my perspective is that I understand this is the way a lot of games are going at the moment. As you know, I covered Raid Shadow Legends for a sponsorship deal. I'm still playing the game, but that has elements of this kind of battle pass, royal pass, whatever you want to call it. Different games have different meanings for it. You've got it in Fortnite, you've got it in PUBG Mobile. It's very much mobile centric, but at the same time there are different kind of elements. World of Warcraft, I think, were one of the first ever games to introduce something similar to this, but it is something that I'm not surprised they put it in the game. That's the first thing. But secondly, they're very late to the market, or late to follow the market, because at the end of the day, this is doing what other games are doing, not something original or new. For a lot of players, they do feel kind of bummed about this, especially because a lot of the stuff that is now a paywall, they would have loved to have seen as just a general thing in game. And that kind of sucks, because all the stuff that the feedback, and I think that's the one thing, is like everybody's giving Kabam feedback. We need a gold realm, a weekly gold thing. And they say, that's a good idea, that's a good idea, that's a good idea. And then they got loads of these good ideas and going, do you know what? Let's slap a price tag on that one. In some ways, I feel Kabam wanted to make this a very much leg up program, especially with the extent of account buying and selling going on at the moment. Having something like this that improves experience boost, and not to mention the other things that come with it, like the faster regeneration of your quest energy, that kind of makes me feel that that is in order to kind of counteract that. But will it completely suppress the account buying and selling? I don't think so. But it does continue to leave a sour taste in the mouth. On the face of it, for £10, you don't really get much extra stuff, especially looking at a Cavalier perspective. There's not a huge amount of gain and advantage for me. Yeah, okay, 5-star hero crystal shards. If I increase my arena grind, Most of that I can get myself, and units will potentially buy a good extent of that stuff. Okay, let's touch on the black ISO market, and this is something I think, again, is something that a lot of players have been talking about and wanting. So it's annoying because it's one of those things that Kabam have gone, oh, that's a good idea, let's slap a price tag on it. Now I really hope that in the future we don't have these champion trading market, and you know, that's something that again a lot of players have talked about, the idea of trading in old champions, or say like, I don't know, X amount of 3 stars to then get a 4-star crystal back, stuff like that, because essentially that is what this market is. We do get a 7-day grace period of this, so we get 7 days free trial, which is great. So if you've got a load of hoarding of stuff, then for that time period, swap away and make use of this market, because there are some good things. I assume it goes the way that you say, okay, so 2,000 4-star shards is equal to 1,000 5-star shards, which to be honest isn't too bad, especially because if you look at it this way, and I assume it goes that way and not the other way, so 5-star shards equal to getting 2,000 4-star shards back, because that to me wouldn't feel like a good deal, especially considering, and again, the point of this is 2,000 4-star shards is 1 4-star crystal. 1 4-star crystal for someone who is Cavalier status, or somebody who's got a lot of max signatures, will basically mean you'll get a max signature and you will dupe a 4-star, which is 650 5-star shards. The thing that makes me the most saltiest at the moment is the black ISO market, and mainly because there's a lot of good things on there. We do get a 7-day free trial of this, which is great, but the problem is this stuff seems to be good. Now I assume the way that it's kind of put together is that 2,000 4-star shards is equal to 1,000 5-star shards based on that conversion. Now that, if that's the case, it does go that way, and I could have got this completely wrong, but it would be completely silly if it wasn't of benefit for spending £10 a month to get this good deal. 2,000 is equivalent to 1 4-star. 1 4-star for those that are Cavalier or those that have a lot of max signatures probably equates to, let's say, 2 times 275, assuming the dupe. So that could mean that you would get a total of 550 5-star shards. So that could be a better deal than going with just opening a 4-star. We'll do the transference, we'll get the 1,000 5-star shards, happy days. So that would be a better option. You could take home for 6,000 4-star shards, 3,000 extra 5-star shards. So that's pretty cool if that's the case. And as well, you can get featured for 11,000 5-star shards, but you can only purchase 1 a month. Still seems like a good deal to me with that. But the fact is, it needs to be cost effective for people, because at the end of the day, not everybody's going to have $10 a month, £10 a month, €10 a month that they want to willingly spend on the game. The thing that's getting a lot of people very uneasy about this is the future with this whole kind of packaging system. Now, as you can see here, I've highlighted where they've put all for the introductory price. Now, as you know, introductory means that, well, it's like saying the first issue with something. In the UK, we've got this thing where magazines come up with types of models or parts of a model, and you have to then complete the rest of the model. And it all says for an introductory price. And then when you look at the normal price, it is, well, it's a lot more. So it could say that like we start off at $9.99, £10, and then by a certain point in time, maybe close to Christmas time, that this price goes up. Or the other theory that people were throwing around in the live stream last night was the idea they could have different levels of tiering. And that just really puts into a stage where, well, I don't think people are going to be too interested with that kind of stuff. It does create a divide between a them and us scenario. Yes, the market is going to be very helpful. Will it allow players to be very progressive and kind of get to a better status in the game? Only if you're a newer player, it's going to make some real gains. If you are a free-to-play player, you will still be able to make the significant gains. It will mean you'll have to do a lot more arena, and this saves, say, I don't know, about 50% on arena. No, I wouldn't say it's 50%, maybe like 20% of your arena grind, really, because at the end of the day, with the units that you buy, you can then buy other stuff with. Could you get the 5-star shards that you get from better performance? Yeah, if you put more time into arena, then you would get the same amount out of it, which obviously spends you more time in the game than it would do spending your money. I just want to take this moment to highlight something, because I did talk about other games. And I do like this one here by Moled, who says, every month I pay my £5 subscription to play old school RuneScape and enjoy all the members only features the game offers. Additional skills, thousands of new and more powerful items, 5 times bank space, 5 times quest, massive parts of the map. In short, literally thousands, probably nigh on 10,000s of hours worth of content for £5 a month. You're offering me 20% better ratio on a featured 5-star, a bit more inventory space, and an hour's worth of arena gold for £10 a month, just to put it into perspective. I think the point to come to is value. Do you value this? And that's something to put into the comment section for discussion. Do you think it is of value to you? Do you think it's in value of general? And do you compare it to other games like we've talked about, like Marled's come to conclusions about with old school RuneScape? Do you feel there is value based on what is comparable with other games out there? Put it in the comment section down below. Unfortunately, information is not here about the featured champion for this week. Still don't know at the moment. More than likely will probably be, at a guess, Stark Spidey, but I cannot confirm or deny that. And I'll probably have to, when you come to live stream, I'll have a prediction for you. But the basic, more than likely, will be Havoc. And if that is indeed the case, that I would go with a potential 3.5, pushing up to 3.6 mil for that champion. And anything else, come to the live stream, I'll have a prediction by then. But it could be a case that it may not be the basic, because it could be a Spider-Verse based champion in order to finish off the month. But we'll see. There we go, that has been your Marvel Contest of Champions news for the 31st of July 2019. I will be live streaming tonight at a later time at 2100 hours GMT. And that is because I'll be doing some commentating, unofficial commentating, because it wouldn't work for me to travel to New York. So I didn't get invited. So I'm doing some unofficial one. So come along to the stream, and I'll be in character with sunglasses and doing some kind of the man thing. But in any case, thank you very much again for watching. Hit like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. I'll get the green screen sorted out in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.